Transmitting live from the Asylum Studios, deep in the bowels of Southwest Texas. It's the Joe Rouge Show. The show where we talk about anything and everything. Where nothing is sacred, nothing is watered down, and nothing is PC.
All right. Hey, folks, this is Joe Rouge, and it is great to be with you once again here on the Joe Rouge Show. It is 1900 hours, well, 1905 hours on Tuesday, the 23rd of September, 2025. And we are coming to you live tonight from the Pimple on the backside of Texas, the beautiful city of Eagle Pass. And we're going to do the very best we can to bring you the best quality talk radio we can muster without all the bluster. Welcome again to the Joe Rouge Show with Svetlana Rilkoff on our Do No Harm version of the Joe Rouge Show. Folks, hope you guys had a great day today. Hope you're ready to start another week. It is, it's Tuesday, so second day of the week. Were you able to check out the show yesterday? That was an interesting show. We had Jason Fry on the show. We talked about National Divorce, A Plan for Peace, his book. Jason was a return guest to the show. Had him on way back at the very, very beginning of this podcast. It was January of this year, January of 2025. I think he was episode number 4, if I'm not mistaken. So we had a great conversation. Hope you guys were able to catch that and got something out of it. Really, really good stuff. And talked about a lot of politics. Talked about a lot of options that are available to us here in this great state of Texas. And, you know, the things that we talked about don't only apply to Texas. My wire's a little fouled up over here. It doesn't only apply to the state of Texas. You know, it also applies to other states as well. So it's something very, very interesting to check out. So you really do need to check out his book, National Divorce, A Plan for Peace. All right. Now, we do have Svetlana waiting for us. So we're going to hurry up and get through the housekeeping stuff of the show. So if you would, please don't forget to head over to our website, joerouge.com. And when you get over to the website, please open up the contact form, open up that little window, send us over any questions, comments, cares, or concerns that you have, any issues you might have, any complaints, any ideas or suggestions that you might have for a show. We would love to hear that. Maybe a particular guest you'd like us to try to get. Whatever you want to hear about, let us know. We're open to taking those requests, and we've done it before. We'll do it again, and we enjoy doing that. If you don't want to use the web form, totally fine by me. Always use the email address at info@joerouge.com. That's info@joerouge.com. Also, if you would, while you're on the website, don't forget to check out the support page. And if you're able to help us out with a donation, if you have the means to do it, you can help us out by clicking that support button, and you could donate your time, your talent, your treasure. And we'll talk more about that later on. So without any further ado, I want to tell you a little bit about Ezra Healing. Ezra Healing is a substantial part of the new wellness paradigm currently being born in North America and around the globe. The global citizenry are no longer satisfied with the sick care version of so-called healthcare. Band-aid medicine, endlessly treating symptoms rather than root causes, must be abandoned as soon as possible. Patient-centered care must be the priority, and we need to transition to the do-no-harm model of private care that places humanity at the forefront of real health and wellness care. In this model, your entire lifestyle is examined and analyzed to promote and support the totality of your body's integrated systems. Ezra Healing is a solutions-based health promotion and disease prevention grassroots movement that is always evolving to best serve you and your family. Now, for more information on Ezra Healing, just head over to the website. It should be up there on your screen right now, EzraHealing.com. That's EzraHealing.com. And talk to these great folks, man. They are fantastic. They're really going to help you out. And check out their line of products. They have some great stuff up there. They're D3, by the way. I just ran out. I have to order some. Great stuff. Great stuff. Lots of vitamins, lots of supplements. Check it out. And also, don't forget, they have the binaural audio meditation program available to you, so you can check that out on their website as well. It should be available to you. Just check it out on the website. Great stuff. I downloaded this a couple of days ago, and I've been using it on a regular basis. It's very good. I enjoy it. I put it on before I go to sleep, and man, do I sleep well with this. So check them out. The Health Support BAM, Binaural Affirmation Meditation. Check it out on EzraHealing.com. Also, just want to tell you also about our other partner, which is American Hemp Hub. Check them out at AmericanHempHub.com. And remember, use promo code RUSE at checkout and get free shipping on all orders over $40. So you have to be over 21. All right, don't forget that. So AmericanHempHub.com, AmericanHempHub.com. And of course, like to bring on our very, very special friend, our very special guest, our co-host, actually, the founder of Ezra Healing, Svetlana Rilkoff. Thank you for being with us tonight. It's great to see you. Look radiant as usual, ma'am.
Hi, Joe. It's nice to see you.
So what's shaking?
It's been apparently a week, but it literally just feels like yesterday.
It does, right? It flew by so fast.
It's really flying by. So I'm excited for our topic today. Actually, it's really fitting because, we're just passing the equinox here and we're going to come into a different season. I love fall. I love it so much. But you know what that means? It means there's a winter right after fall and less sunshine. So we're going to talk about, our mental wellness, our mental healing, and some solutions that we can keep our mind high frequency, high vibrating, where we don't fall into that possibility of SAD, seasonal affective disorder. We're going to talk about that. And just some solutions that we can, stay happy without big pharma antidepressants. I think every show we kind of touch on this, and I think it's really important because mental health is everything, truly. If you have a strong mind, a strong body usually follows. So just a quick story. I'm in Kelowna, BC, and we're working really hard to open up our clinic, our healing space for our Ezra clients to walk in and receive, human connection again with our team, with our nurses, with our healing modalities. So yesterday I was in the clinic getting ready to launch soon. And I had two gentlemen walk in, a father and his son, and they were inquiring about care for their mother, who was given 1 week to live a week ago.
Oh, wow.
So she was discharged from the hospital, basically saying, you're palliative. We can't do anything more for you. She had cancer, blood cancer, went through a lot of rounds of chemo. Nothing worked. She was on a bit of ivermectin kind of at the end of it. And they actually had started seeing a bit of improvement with the ivermectin. Her breathing even got better, they said, with the ivermectin. So the doctor literally said, you have 1 week to live. One, not two, not 1 day, but 1 week. Like, he knows that.
Right. Yeah.
So they're going home, on day 7, day 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, I'm still alive, right? So they're like, oh wow, she's not gonna die at day 7. Well, they're like, so they need some hope. So they walk into Ezra Healing. They'd already done a wellness consultation with a nurse. It was just really nice to connect with human beings again in person. So where did you go? But that's my little intro to the clinic. And I think we're going to be doing some really great work. I can't wait to meet people in the clinics in person, hear their stories, offer them oxygen therapy, saunas, live blood cell analysis, red light therapy, and really, while we have that healing meditation playing in the clinic. But
Nice.
I think the main healing will take place for human to human contact, and that's going to help our mental health. So my goal is 2,000 clinics around the world. Do you think I could do it, Joe?
I think you could do that and more.
Wow.
I think you have the drive, you have the intelligence, you have the ability and resources to do it. So I think you can do it.
Oh,
I think, and look, even if it's 2001, you exceeded your goal. So
I would be really happy with like 2,000. So I can't wait for you to be a part of that. And I could just see us doing, these lives from the clinics, all over the world.
That would be awesome. I would love that.
I'm in Vienna, Austria today. Hi, I'm in Austin, Texas today. So that's my vision. That's the goal, because we really do need, this new wellness paradigm to be birthed, and there are other organizations doing it, and that's fantastic. I want to get it done this way. We're going to introduce cardiac health, cardiac cleanses, because cardiac disease is one of the top killers in North America. So we can get an ultrasound machine and check out our carotid arteries and see how much plaque we have. So we're going to have that diagnostic tool, and then we have some really great solutions to help clean up cardiac disease. So
that's interesting. I've never heard of a cardiac cleanse.
Well, of course you wouldn't, because it's just not, being talked about. When you're in the big pharma world, it's take your blood pressure meds, take your cholesterol meds, take your heart meds, but there are cardiac cleanses to clean up that plaque. And there are people passing away suddenly from heart attacks because that plaque buildup, right? So that's something we want to tackle. But I just wanted to touch a little bit on the healing clinics. I'm super excited to be able to offer people who walk in supplements like vitamin D, which is going to be in short supply here for some people around the globe. So that's why we're promoting our vitamin D. Start taking your vitamin D, everybody. The time to take it is now. Start building your levels up, because we're getting less sun exposure. And even if you're working during the day, maybe you're not getting outside, and you're not getting that natural sunlight. So, there's currently, I think we're selling the 60,000 international units, but then we're coming down to the 20,000 international unit tablets. So, at least 5,000 IUs per day. If you're struggling with any sort of ailment, cancer, a major vaccine injury, you can go up as high as 10,000, even 20,000 a day, and sometimes higher. So connect with one of our nurses, get your levels checked. We do have vitamin D home kits that we can send to you if you're interested in your levels. I think at least one vitamin D level is good. That's our vitamin D kits online. So vitamin D is vital in keeping our muscles, our brain cells working, as well as supporting our immunity to disease. Lack of vitamin D can lead to serious loss of bone density and osteoporosis. So, I want to make a correlation here between vitamin D and Lipitor, cholesterol. There's been a war on cholesterol. Get your cholesterol down with Lipitor or a big pharma med. But when you're bringing your cholesterol down, it actually interrupts your vitamin D production and cycles. And I had this aha moment probably 6 months ago that's the reason why Lipitor is being given out like candy, because they want to disrupt our vitamin D pathways. And when you interrupt the vitamin D pathways, you set yourself up for disease.
I didn't know that Lipitor and things like that, the cholesterol medications are counter or they battle each other. I never thought that. I never knew that.
I think
I've never been on Lipitor or anything like that, so I never really looked into it. But there's
so much we don't know, and it's time to lift up these heavy rocks and uncover what's underneath. So please, everybody, start your vitamin D. The ones in the capsules, the clear yellow ones, are the best, not the white tablets. Okay, and then you want to be having some K2 in there for the better absorption. It's going to help you sleep better. The melatonin production will be good. Low vitamin D has been seen to cause poor sleep and contribute to anxiety, right? So we're going to be talking about seasonal affective disorder today. Depression and anxiety often go together. So how can we start combating that? It's starting to get your natural sunlight more and your vitamin D supplements. So
now, what is K2?
K2 is another really important regulator, and it helps the vitamin D absorb better.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And so this slide here that we have is vitamin D leads to proper muscle function, which leads to better heart health, which leads to lower cancer risks.
I mean, that's exactly what it does. So, we're all about preventing disease. Let's not wait for a diagnosis of cancer before we load up on vitamin D. This literally is anti-cancer. Vitamin D is anti-cancer. So let's just do it now, and it's simple and not complicate it.
Yeah, that's for myself. Like I do a lot of outside work, and I'm here in Texas, and it's always bright, sunny skies, and at least where I am. And you think that you're getting a good dose of your vitamin D by working outside so much, but sometimes you don't. Sometimes you're not out there long enough. I think there was something that says, where did it go? I just had it. Here it is. And this is something you touched on earlier. So 40 minutes of sunlight equals 20,000 IUs of vitamin D. I never really looked at it as far as how many hours a day I actually spend outside in the sunlight. But I noticed though that when I wasn't taking the vitamin D that you guys sent me, when I started taking it, boy, I did feel I felt a huge difference. I was sleeping better. I was doing better. I did feel a lot different than I did when I wasn't taking it. And so I love the vitamin D. I love what it does for me. And one of the things too is like your doctor, you can get it prescribed to you from your doctor, but you don't really need to have a prescription for it, right? You can get this stuff over the counter. You don't need to have the pharmaceutical grade one. You can get over the counter stuff. You can get it from your shop.
I definitely wouldn't be getting my source of vitamin D from a pharmaceutical pharmacy.
Oh yeah? Okay.
No, I wouldn't.
Oh, you wouldn't? I thought you said would. I'm sorry.
No. But I mean, vitamin D, from my understanding, Joe, it's not over the counter. It's not a prescription. It's just on the shelf. Yeah.
Awesome. Now, earlier, we were talking, you had mentioned something, man. I wanted to start the show with this. We kind of jumped ahead, but I wanted to start the show with this because you gave me some really good news today that has to do with somebody in your family. And we were talking about some of this stuff last week. I'm not going to spoil it and throw it out there. I want you to tell the story. But this was great news. It truly was. And you were great. You shared a picture of yourself with your family with me, and your beautiful family. And so tell us the great news that you told me today, because this was great, man. I was really happy when I heard this.
Oh, thanks, Joe. Well, my 14-year-old son, had his awakening moment, his formal awakening moment, and it was solidified last night. when I talked to him. And
What
it's
did-
like eyes just popped right open. His heart popped right open. The understanding started flooding into his body. We were talking like two very awake people, just back and forth, like a different language almost. And I just was starting to shake with, like, is this it? Is this the moment where my child actually understands me? Actually understands why I held the line and said no to the vaccines? Why I've been so vocal? Why I've been so active, proactive? Is this the moment that I get to receive today? And it was such a gift. My son was reborn, and as his mother, I got to receive him from the Matrix.
You got to witness his rebirth, or you got to witness his birth a second time.
I mean, it was a miracle, and everything's made. I woke up even more, and I started to understand that, as you know, mother bears and father bears, we had to go first.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had to go first 5 years ago. I had to have my awakening moment, and really like bear a lot to get to this point. Just survival mode, you know, and that's why we're talking about what, you know, makes our mental health stronger, because we've been beaten down really good. So I had the gift of healing with my son, and it was just over the phone, but you know, the energy was there. He understood what it means to be awake. His triggers have been happening for the last probably 6 months. I'll give you an example. His PE teacher, Mr. R, recently died of cancer. Okay. Mr. R was promoting the vaccines in my son's, you know, grade 7 class. Mr. R took 2, maybe more vaccines. Mr. R developed cancer and died because he started chemo and radiation. Noah saw this. My son saw the progression of a very healthy man, very athletic, to dead with cancer. So this really opened up his eyes.
Wow.
You know, Mr. R and I would have little tussles by the bus stop. You know, please stop wearing your mask. Please stop advertising vaccines in the clinic or in my son's classroom. Please stop. Oh no, blah blah. It's good. It's good. Well, Mr. R, like, I'm sorry you died, but you died. Noah was witnessing this, right? Yeah. He felt it. So that was an awakening moment for Noah. And then we started, you know, seeing the Charlie Kirk. So I didn't even know Charlie Kirk until his death, where Noah told me. Okay. And then we Noah's a hunter, and he knows what blood looks like. Everything about it looked false and fake. And we started having that conversation. So he woke up really, really quickly, actually. So, you know, for the parents out there that are struggling because their child perhaps has gone astray, hold space for them, love them from afar, hold space. And as the world turns, because we are in the greatest awakening of our lifetime, just be so surprised and grateful when they have their awakening moment. I truly didn't even think it would happen to me, but it did. It came like a thief in the night. And I was like literally shaking and crying, tears of joy just down my face.
That's amazing.
You know, it may have seemed like a simple conversation to somebody looking in, but this was like gold. This conversation was gold. And my energy level, whew, I elevated. Like I was flying high today.
Of course you did. I mean, who wouldn't? Like when you shared it with me earlier today, I was, you know, I because we started this conversation, I was sending you pictures of some of the things that I was working on at the job. And I was not in the greatest mood there, but then you shared that with me. And, you know, I actually felt that boost of energy right there, because that's huge, especially at 14, he said. He's 14 years old.
He's 14 years old. Can you imagine being awake at 14? I was awake at 40. So he's going to have so many more years of awakeness. I'm so excited for his life. I'm so excited to have him part of Ezra Healing if he wants. I mean, this is it. I mean, the young people are waking up And whatever Charlie Kirk was, whatever happened there, there's a silver lining. The silver lining is that kids are waking up.
That's right. It opened up a lot of people. It opened up a lot of eyes, and a lot of people looking at the world that's around them and realizing just how screwed up it really is, and how they were all willing participants in that. And hopefully at this particular point, opening his eyes to it, waking up from that sleep that society puts you under, and the mainstream puts you under, and that indoctrination that you go through. Hopefully this isn't one of those moments where it comes and goes, because you see that from time to time in people. But with you coaching them along, and you talking to them and helping them, I think this is a great day it's a fantastic day. And man, I can't tell you how excited I was when you told me. I really did. I got really excited for you, and actually made me want to reach out to my kids and talk to them a little bit more about some things. And I started that conversation earlier today, so that was great. Actually, it's been a little bit since I actually spoke to my daughter, and we had a great text conversation during the course of it started yesterday into today. And that was great. And so I'm bringing up all these things. I'm pointing them to companies like Ezra Healing, and I'm pointing them to websites and things that they can look at and research on their own, and hopefully open their eyes to it. I'm sending them as much stuff as I can, and I'm hoping that I get one of those moments like you just had. I want my children to understand that the world is not what it seems. There's definitely something underlying here, and people need to open up their eyes and see it. And the only way you're going to do that is if you take the step to do it. It's not going to, your eyes are not going to open up on their own unless you feed it, and you look and you study and you research and you look things up. You have to do that. No one's going to do it for you. The only way you're going to wake up is if you do the work yourself.
And I'm a firm believer that everybody has their journey already set out, and it's not something that we can rush. Even though I wanted Noah to wake up years ago, and my daughter, it's just not on our timeline, is it, Joe? Has nothing to do with what we want.
No, it took me a very, very long time. I started seeing things a little bit more clearly 2002, 2003, around that time period. I bought things hook, line, and sinker up until that point, and then just starting to connect the dots here and there, and starting to see things and hear things and listen to other points of view and discussions on things. And that's what it takes. It takes time, so, and the thing is, you got to stick around it. You got to stick with people that are going to steer you and guide you in the right direction, and keep feeding you information, keep feeding you, because you can backstep from that so easily. And just kind of, because it's so easy just to say, yeah, okay, whatever the world says is right. It's just so easy to do that. It takes more energy, takes more time, it takes more dedication and research to wake up and to stay awake. And you just gotta surround yourself with people that are of a like mind, that think alike, that talk the same, and that understand the things going on, so you can bounce those ideas. It's like there is a biblical principle to that. It's like they call it iron sharpeneth iron. You have to be around people. You have to be around like-minded people like that. And with you and the folks that you associate with, I mean, he's going to do fine.
I like that you said about the Bible verse. A Bible verse that came to my mind today, and I put on my post, was, do not follow the patterns of this world, but be renewed with the renewing of your mind and information.
Yeah, Paul wrote that in Romans.
Yeah,
like Romans chapter 12 or chapter 14 or something. One of those two.
I can't keep track of chapters. I just, they're wise words. So,
that's what I'm here for. It's okay.
Yes. Do not follow the patterns of this world, but be renewed, be transformed with the renewal of your mind. It's so powerful, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. It's a great verse to tie into somebody's awakening to what's going on around the world.
This is it. This is the goal that I think every freedom warrior has been waiting for. That, it's not like, oh, I made X amount of dollars on Bitcoin today, or, ooh, I sold so many boxes of ivermectin, or Like, it's nothing like that. This is not what this is about. I mean, we fell into products and services because the show had to go on with our life and businesses. But that's not why we got into this whole, event. We stood, and we just stood next to the truth, and we wanted we desperately wanted our loved ones to stand next to the truth too. And they're coming around now, and I think it's, we're 5 years into this, we're seasoned, we're experienced, and I received him with just grace and love, and just acceptance and understanding. And I'm in a good place to be able to do that. I've healed myself through these products and services that we're talking about, but it's all about relationship and human connection. Let's get our relationships back to health. Perhaps maybe they've never been healthy. Let's start a new model of healthy human interactions, because no patch or no pill could have ever done what Noah did for me last night.
And that's a beautiful story. It truly is. And I smile ear from ear. My cheeks hurt. It's a great moment when you have that and you experience that. And I'm hoping that my kids come along at some point. But like you said, everybody has to follow their own path. Everybody has to get there in their own time. And the best thing that we could do as their parents and as their guides really is just be there, present the information, explain it where it needs to be explained, and just help them along the way. Don't push it, don't rush it, don't force it, don't shove it down their throats. Like, you hear so many things of, people, and I'm going to talk about it from a religious perspective, where someone takes a particular belief and just shoves it down your throat and tells you, you have to do this. And then they just go along with it just to please the person that's kind of forcing it on them. But when you come to it on your own, and you understand it on your own, and you see things on your own, your eyes open on your own, man, it just hits you different. It really sticks with you, because it was your time frame. It was your timing. It wasn't somebody else's. You could push, but if that person's not ready to really receive it, they're not going to receive it.
No, you're just doing actually most likely more harm than good when you start to put the pressure on, right? Which is, I was very, very vocal and very pushy about not taking the vaccine. Well, that backfired in my face. I probably should have just not said anything, and they wouldn't have taken it. But, in hindsight, live and learn. So, I do really want to highlight and give thanks to some solutions that really got me through this. Not being in a relationship with my children, who I adore, broke my heart. It broke my heart. I never felt pain like that until I lost relationship with them. Being estranged from somebody you love is so painful. So I just want to highlight something right now that saved my life. I can actually say it saved my life. I don't say that about many things, but it's an easy solution. And it was offered to me about 3 years ago when my heart just wouldn't stop throbbing with pain and suffering because I miss my children so much. And that is this product. Okay. This is the glutathione LifeWave patch. This, I was so down. I put it on. The next day, I was like almost back to normal.
Really?
And I was like shocked. I was like, what the frick is this thing? That saved my life. It got me through. I didn't have to take a pill. I didn't have to overdose on vitamin D. I just had to put this patch on.
And what exactly is that? What is glutathione?
Well, it's actually in your body, but it can be low. It's part of your liver system.
Okay.
And I think when your body's under so much stress, you have low glutathione. So this uses your natural light, your natural body heat, yourself with the patch. It creates magic. So I'm literally like, I ordered a whole bunch. We're going to sell them in the clinic. And, I wanted to do the honors of opening up this glutathione, because the patches come like this. There's 30 in here. Okay. I'm not going to put it on today because it's going to give me a lot of energy and it's the end of my day. And I want to just start winding down for my day. So this is going to go on tomorrow. And I usually put them, over here.
Okay.
This saved my life. I'm not bullshitting you. Okay. Glutathione, you can order it on our website if you want. It's under the online store, the patches, glutathione. Okay. For the price it is, it's a steal of a deal. Okay. And then this is everybody's favorite, but honestly, this is my second favorite. It's still super, super good. The X39 gives you great energy, stem cell production. Amazing, amazing product. And my third favorite LifeWave patch is the IceWave. Okay. This is the pain patch.
Okay.
This patch, people are coming off their narcotics. Okay. People with orthopedic pain are feeling better. I had a urinary tract infection 3 years ago. I was like, I wonder if this is going to work. I had it in my first aid kit. I put it on my bladder. Within 30 minutes, I went from a 15 out of 10 pain in my bladder to a 2. I was like, how? I don't know, but it's a 2-patch system, and you put it on. It's your own body. It's no pills. This is why I think everybody should have an IceWave, even if you don't have pain. You don't plan for pain, but when you're in pain, you need a pain relief. So again, IceWave, you can get it. The X39 really goes with everything. This should be worn once a day. When you have pain, it's this one. Maybe you have a lower back pain. Maybe you have a headache, toothache, whatever. Heart pain. I bet it would even be helpful for heart pain.
Is this the patch you're talking about?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. I mean, this company is based out of Florida. They've been around for like at least 20 years. A lot of practitioners use them. What I like about it is it's not a pill. We have so many pills, and if our digestive system isn't working properly, then those pills are impeded. I love the patches. I really, really do.
And they're not expensive at all.
No, they're not.
All right, folks, you can head over to EzraHealing.com and go to where it says online shop. A little drop down will pop down and says patches, order patches. Just click on that. It'll take you right to this. This stuff looks great. I want to try out.
I would, Joe, get the X39 and glutathione. Like seriously, just.
So this one here and this one.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to try those. Make a note for myself so I remember to buy it.
Yeah. It's so nice having these tools in my nursing toolbox, because I don't want to be, especially the IceWave, I don't want to be relying, on a narcotic for pain medicine. Like I need to get away from narcotics. We need to get away from narcotics. So, or like if you're on constant Advil or Tylenol for your sore knees or something, put it on your knee. Put it on where it's sore. That's the whole point.
That's interesting. I do have some knee pain, so I would definitely try it there. It's crazy because I'm all right. I'm not saying this just because she's sitting right in front of me here. Well, not directly, but you know what I mean. So many of the products that Ezra Healing has on their website, and again, I'm not saying that because she's sitting here. I'm saying it in honesty. So many of the products that Ezra Healing has on that website is stuff that I would use every day. And I've been using all the stuff that I received from you guys from the very start. I definitely want to try out these patches because I have these aches and pains. I mean, look, I'm going to be 55, next month. Well, November. I'm going to be 55. I have aches and pains. I beat myself up when in my younger days. I played 3 sports. I played football, baseball, hockey, In between all of that, I was working out like a beast. I blew my knee out twice, had surgery on it once, so I have the pains, the aches, my body took a beating. And
Yeah.
if what you're telling me is right about all this, I'm going to be really, really happy with it. And I'm going to try it out. I'm going to order
Okay.
some.
Then I think this is what you should try for your aches and
Right.
pains. But let's get a testimony from you, Joe. It's a 2-patch system. Order it. We can help you apply it. Great for kids. Kids fall off their bike and they're in pain. Instead of giving them Tylenol, Advil, put a patch on them. I mean, we know Tylenol is really not good for us, and everybody has it in their cupboard. It's a go-to, but it's another big pharma, lure. So let's move to something different for pain and discomfort.
Speaking of Tylenol, I wanted to ask you about that. So when we finish this segment, we'll talk about that, because I think that was great news that came out of the president yesterday. But there's something else though. But before we get into that we wanted to talk about, and I'm moving ahead because I'm looking at the clock here and we only have a little bit left. This is something very important to me, because this is something I've dealt with since, I want to say in my early teens, maybe a little younger than that. And that's SAD, S-A-D, seasonal affective disorder. And I think a lot of the issues with SAD is that when you tell someone that's never heard of it, they think you're bullshitting them. They think you're full of crap, and they just think you're looking for an excuse to be moody and depressed and down. But it is something that I deal with, and it's like clockwork, absolute clockwork. Like, I know when it's coming, I feel it coming, and I'm starting that cycle of it right now. And of course, it's always with the fall season change. Now, I love the fall. Don't misunderstand. I love the fall. I love the winter months. I'm a winter baby, so this is my time of the year. But it's horrible, because you go through this depression at this particular period of time, and sometimes it runs all the way through the winter, and you don't start feeling better until sometimes in the early spring or late spring, depending. And sometimes it's worse than others. Sometimes you feel it more than others. And then, of course, if you have other things going on around you that just that wear you down, it just magnifies that disorder to begin, in and of itself. Now, so why don't you take the lead on this one? Talk a little bit about what seasonal affective disorder is, and what it's all about.
Yeah, seasonal affective disorder, SAD. It's actually a pretty good name for it. It's a pretty appropriate name. But as our vitamin D levels fall and we get less sunlight, natural sunlight, our mood falls with it. Not everybody, obviously, but many people, and many people go undiagnosed with it. We've just kind of started talking about it in the last few years. But why a sudden mood shift during a season change? It's they call the vitamin D the happy vitamin for a reason. So I think it's a lot of hormonal changes happen. You're not getting sunlight into your eyes as much. You're not feeding your pineal gland. Excuse me, that sunshine that it needs. So yeah, your mood's gonna fall. And that's why I think literally, Joe, starting October 1st, because you said you're already feeling it, I think these should be your 2 daily patches, one of each. The glutathione, the X39. It'll be really interesting to see if you wear these patches on a regular basis, how you respond, comparatively to the previous years where you weren't on the patches.
Yeah.
And then obviously a supplement of vitamin D, like take 20,000 IUs per day. We're getting those. We can send you a box of those. But between the patches and the vitamin D, and then you're eating right, when you're exercising, we're going to beat SAD this year. And that's my goal, because I get nervous too in Canada here. It's either smoke in the summer, which is super smoky right now and it's blocking the sun, or it's overcast and cloudy. So I have to prepare myself. And every year that goes by, I'm like, I have to get more serious about it, because if my mood falls, my productivity falls. right? I don't have good workouts. I don't have good sleeps. So getting on this now, having a September plan for October 1st is the win. I want to win. I don't want to lose anymore. I'm on a winning streak. Noah's awake. My son's awake. We're opening up 2,000 clinics. I don't want to get sad.
That's good. I like that. Well, you're going to open more than 2,000 clinics. So we're
Right.
going to do that, but
You.
we're going to manifest that for you. We're going to make sure we do that. We're going to open more than 2,000 clinics, and we are going to beat it this year. The last couple of years have been this time of year has been difficult for me. It was at this time of year that I lost my parents. It was at this time of year that all the birthdays and such come around, and plus the holidays, and plus all that. It all just kind of piles on to that seasonal depression that you go through. And again, like I said, some people don't understand it. I've gotten into so many arguments, really more than disagreements, with people, and they're, come on, it's Christmas, be happy.
Christmas is one of the most depressing times of the year, I think, for many, many people. Christmas can be a painful memory. Yeah. Often, fights happen at Christmas. Family dysfunction is highlighted. People are mad at people. They don't attend Christmas dinner. The moms are trying to cook a nice meal, and they have to deal with their fighting sons. Like, it's just on and on and on. Like, the stress of presents. I'm just so done, actually, with all of that. That's a matrix holiday. I can't stand, are you ready for Christmas? Right after Thanksgiving, are you ready for Christmas? No.
Right after Thanksgiving, they're already talking about Christmas.
Everybody for Christmas is getting a glutathione patch. Like Merry Christmas. Like, stay happy, stay high vibing. Speaking of high vibing, let's talk about the map of consciousness. That chart. Okay.
Let me get to the chart.
We're always talking about ascension and elevating and vibing high.
Here we go.
So this chart has been around for a long time. Okay. David Hawkins. So map of consciousness. It's all about raising your vibration. Okay. So you see these numbers. Okay. So this, let's just say this stands for a vibration where, we don't want the low vibe. We want the high vibe. We don't want to live in survival. We want to move up to reason and integrity, because we really want to get to the massive spiritual paradigm, the enlightenment phase. So, I mean, we all have experienced these emotions and these feelings, shame, guilt, apathy, grief. Grief is a tough one. When you're in the grief cycle, that's hard to pop out of. Fear, you're scared. Okay, well, now we're moving up to desire, anger, part of the grief process, pride, courage, neutrality, willingness. Okay, we're getting up there. We're elevating ourselves.
We're working.
Despite our traumatic situations that we've all been through. We're reasoning. Okay, we're now in the loving phase. We can love ourselves again. Maybe we've never loved ourselves. Maybe nobody's loved us the way we needed to be loved. So it's our responsibility to love ourselves the way that we want to be loved. Like, I've gone on many dates by myself, the way that I wanted to be treated on a date. I would just treat myself, and I would just love myself the way I wanted to be loved. And by doing that, Joe, you actually attract what you want. So if you can treat yourself the way that you want to be treated, with love, kindness, patience, then you're going to attract that. Okay. Joy. Wow. We want to be happy. Who doesn't want to be happy? Oh, peace. Oh man. Like that just sounds so refreshing. Peace, Joe. Hey.
I love it.
Right. And then we just roll gently and easily into this enlightenment, and our hearts are wide open and our eyes are wide open, despite what's going on around us. Regardless of our circumstances, we're enlightened now. And yeah, sometimes we drop back down to grief or fear or pride because we're triggered by a situation and we get all angry. But then we can pop back up because we know what it is to live in the enlightenment and peaceful and joy phase. And it's so wholesome there. So I believe heaven is on earth. I don't believe that we're going to be popping into the sky, and being with the fairies up there. I believe we can create our heaven on earth. I'm already doing it. And that is really caring for yourself. And that's why I'm so obsessed with healing myself and other people, because when we heal, we can elevate to this enlightenment phase. If we're stuck in pain down below, it's going to be really hard to elevate. So sometimes, you got to use these things to help elevate. The meditations, implanting really helpful information in our brain, another great way to elevate. But go buy the BAM Elevation by Grant Mitchell for $98. It's nothing truly for what it's going to do to you. Like, I was talking to a Christian yesterday, and they're like, "Oh, well, we don't do meditation. I'm a Christian." I said, "Well, I say consider it, medicine for your brain. It's just words." I think there's been this really kind of a bad connotation when around meditation, to some religious folks. But I'm seeing a lot of Christians come around because they're actually like maybe their church services or their Bibles just aren't cutting it anymore, because it actually hasn't to this point. So we need to add in a few other, modalities. So the map of consciousness is, really great. We're going to start including it with other products. I want to get this into people's households because you can identify where you are on this chart, and how much, where you can go. Yeah. So that's my little piece on map of consciousness.
Well, this is great. And I was looking at, so you can get this in David R. Hawkins' book, Power versus Force. So where he kind of breaks all this stuff down for you. Now, I just want to touch back onto something that you said about meditation. And I'm a Christian. I'm a born again Christian. I became a Christian in July of 2000. And you're right. There is a negative connotation that word meditation brings up if you talk to folks about it in a church setting. And I will say this: the Bible does talk about meditating. The Bible talks about meditating on the Word of God. So you're going to very similar experience. You're going to take a passage of Scripture, so to speak, and you're going to sit there and you're going to meditate over that. You're going to read that. You're going to ingest it. You're going to keep it rolling around in your head over and over. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. You are meditating when you are studying your Bible. You are meditating when you are in prayer. You are in a meditative state. So I think Christians need to get over that negative connotation that the word meditation has. It's not some mystical thing that's going to send you to hell or anything like that. It's not going to do that. You meditate all day long. You really do when you think about that. If you're sitting there and you're thinking about, you're contemplating something, what are you doing?
Yeah, you're thinking deeply. You're meditating. It's just another word. It's a play on words. Like let's call it something different. Christians, if you want to call it something different, let's call it that. Okay.
Call it pondering. Okay.
So pondering.
Okay. So,
yeah,
but
I was a Christian for 20 years, so I can speak from experience. Okay, so hopefully, I'm. You guys know what I'm hearing, what I'm saying. Sorry, I forgot to mention with our patches, Joe.
Yes.
You get free consultation. If you don't know which patch to order, because there's more than 3 that I've identified here today. If you don't know which patch to order, take advantage of our free consultation. And then we're going to get you on the right track for what you need, when you need it, how much you need. Okay. We offer actually a lot of free things at Ezra.
You do.
Like free 3 patch consultations, free baby wellness consultations now. Okay. If you're 0 to 12 months or age, you get a free wellness consultation with a very experienced healthcare provider. Because children, though, are our main focus, we literally want to have no barriers for parents doing this, right? So take advantage of our free stuff. You get free shipping over $1,000. So yeah, this was a really good chat today, Joe. We covered the importance of vitamin D with K2. We covered some solutions with, a low mood or a broken heart, which is the patches. We covered, if you're in pain, you have the IceWave patch. If you're low energy, you have the X39 patch. Holding space and having faith over fear that your children are going to come back to you and you're going to experience their rebirth. So, we came to the planet with a spiritual mission, and I believe I'm on it. Joe, you're on it, and it's an honor and a privilege and so much fun be on the path together with you. I love you, Joe. I love who you are. Love, 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 joy, 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 peace, 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 enlightenment, enlightenment, enlightenment. So that's where I'm at. And sometimes I dip down below, and I'm sorry. I apologize. I go down sometimes, but
it happens. We're human beings.
Yeah.
But folks, you need to head over to EzraHealing.com. Sign up for their newsletter. All right, you get this great newsletter. I'm looking at a copy of it right now. I think this is the unofficial version of it still. But when do you send out the official version?
Of what? Sorry.
Of the newsletter. When does the newsletter go out?
Oh well, Julie, bless her heart. She's going to get it out probably tomorrow.
All right. So get yourself on the mailing list. Get the newsletter. They're great. I look at them all the time. I go through these things. We talk about a lot of the stuff that's in the newsletter on the show. So that's always important. So it's a great way to follow along with what we're talking about, almost like an outline. Get it. Go to EzraHealing.com, EzraHealing.com, and get yourself signed up and get some of these products, folks. These products are fantastic. All right. I still use the ivermectin that you guys sent. I still have the vitamin M. I can't pronounce it. That's why I say it that way.
Okay. We've third party tested all our products, and they came back with flying colors. It's taken me a while to find a third party testing. I mean, I knew they were great because people have been healed, but now we have official documentation that we're ready to share with the world. So it's there. We're the real deal. We're the real.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Listen, I wouldn't be doing this with you if I didn't trust you guys and didn't think you guys were the real deal. It's really important what you guys are doing, and it's a blessing for me to be a part of it. And I'm really thankful for that, and I appreciate it. And you're an incredible amount of support. In the conversations back and forth. Before show, after show. In between shows. It's really, you guys are great. I love working with you guys. Julie's fantastic. You're amazing. And just about everybody that I've spoken to or had some interaction with over at Ezra has been just completely great. And I can't brag about it enough.
Oh, this is what I want to do. And Julie, if you're listening, which I think you are, can you please add Joe to our Telegram chat team group? I've been meaning to do that because you are so part of our team, Joe.
I appreciate that.
I want to make that a formal part just by joining our Telegram group. But you can watch and input in our wild conversations that we have during the week. It's awesome. Really nice to have a team. We're building a beautiful team. We're not perfect. We're all learning our new roles in the new world, and everybody has been stellar to work with. So would love to have you, formally on our Telegram group, Joe. And so we can just stay more in contact, and you can get to know more about Ezra Healing and what we do, because there's new reports daily. There's new offerings daily. And I'm having fun, not almost even being able to keeping up with all the new information. So
it's tough. It's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff goes on. And we didn't get a chance to talk about the press conference that President Trump had yesterday, but we'll do that next week.
Yeah, so maybe we can watch the press conference next week. We'll put it up.
I'll see if I can get it. Yeah.
Are you talking about the ones he mentioned with the vaccines?
Yeah, with the vaccines and the acetaminophen, Tylenol, and all that stuff. That was huge. I don't think people realize just how big that press conference was. That is a game changer, without a doubt.
I agree.
Without a doubt.
Bringing attention to a very important topic, very near and dear to our heart, and raising discussion and having those conversations is what we need. So no, no criticism to him on that for sure.
No, that was great. And I'll send Julie. I have a Telegram account. I just haven't used it in a very, very long time. So I'll send Julie my contact info from that, and we'll get started with that. That'll be fantastic.
Wonderful. Okay, well, we'll see you on Telegram soon, Joe. Thank you so much. Energy was great tonight.
Oh, fantastic.
In that chart, in the map of consciousness chart, where would you put yourself, Joe?
Let me get it. Hold on. Where is it? Oh, I got to take this off. Sorry, I'm still learning my way around this platform.
You're doing so good on your new platform, by the way.
Thank you. Let's see. So today, I would say that I am somewhere in the range of the 250 to 310 area.
Okay. Yeah. Great.
That's kind of where I am today. Earlier today, to be quite honest with you, I was somewhere more down in the 150 range. I was having one of those kind of days. So
yeah, well, I mean, good job. You popped back up.
Oh yeah. And you know what? To be honest with you, I was looking forward to sitting down talking to you today, and this for me is therapeutic in a lot of ways. And doing the show itself, just in general, doing the show itself is therapeutic for me. I enjoy doing it. It's an escape from, all the nonsense that goes on throughout the course of the day, and the stuff that we really focus on that we don't really need to focus on so much. The conversations that I've had with folks have been amazing. I've learned so much from every single guest that's been on the show, and if it wasn't for doing this, I never would have met you, and we wouldn't be doing this together. And this has been incredible for me. I look forward to our Tuesdays. I really do.
So do you see how you just raised your vibration by just surrounding yourself with a different circumstance?
Of course,
you automatically went up, and that's all it takes. That's all it does. That's all you have to do. It was just so easy, right?
Yeah. It's easier than you think. It really is. It's just focusing on what you want. It's just working on and focusing on the next step. It's not dwelling on the stuff in the past. It's not living with or letting the aggravations of the day get to you to the point where it just completely breaks you down. You look for something positive, and you focus on something other than the problem. Like I said, I had a hard day today, and I look forward to being on the show tonight and sitting here with you and doing this. So this was fantastic, and I really appreciate it.
I feel the same way.
All right. Well,
so last words, posture.
Final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Everybody work on their posture. No more slouching. Sit up and get that spine as straight as you possibly can. If you can, hang from like a bar daily and stretch your spine. A local chiropractor gave me that tip, and I think it's really information. Like we want to stay tall as we age. We want to stay tall. So stretch your spine, hang from a bar, sit up tall. That's it.
All right. Svetlana Rilkoff, founder of Ezra Healing. Thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Bye.
You're the best.
Talk
to you guys later. All right, folks. Svetlana Rilkoff of Ezra Healing. Great guest, great co-host. Love spending time with her, and it's a lot of fun, and I hope you guys are enjoying that time as well. All right, folks. So let's start to wrap this thing up here. Let's do a couple of last quick minute things. So podhome.fm is the most modern and easy to use podcast hosting platform. Use it to publish your episodes, enhance your audio, automatically generate transcripts, chapters, titles, show notes, and more. And you even get to podcast live through the modern podcast apps, which you can get at modernpodcastapps.com or podcastindex.org. Great platform. You need to be on it. You get all of that, plus a website, plus it's like having a team working with you to publish your episodes. So it's a great platform to be on. You need to be on it. Everything you need in one affordable subscription of $15.99 a month. And if you go there today and sign up, you get 1 month free, 30 days free to play around with it, and then $15.99 a month thereafter. Great platform. You need to be on it. Been with them now for about 3 years, and just more and more improvements coming every single day. So you need to go over there and find out and check them out. And if you are a podcaster, make the switch. Try it out. If you're looking to start a podcast, go right there. Get started with it. Great platform to be a part of. All right. So just a couple more announcements. Just don't forget to head over to the website, joeroos.com. And when you get there, make sure you sign up for our programming announcements email list. Now, I did not send one out today. That was my fault because I got so wrapped up in everything else. And by the time I was able to sit down and do it, it was not worth the time to send it out. So make sure you sign up for it, though. We are better at it than we had been in the past. All right. So just sign up for it. It's great. We're not going to sell your information. We're not going to share it. We're not giving it out to anybody. We're not going to spam you. We're not going to send you stuff that you don't want. We're not going to try to sell you anything. We're just going to send you information about the upcoming shows. That's it. All right. So head over to the website, sign up for it, stay on the list, stay in the know, and it's free. Don't cost you nothing. All right. Socials. We're on all of the socials that you can think of. We're on Twix or Twitter, X. I call it Twix. At Joe Roos, Truth Social, Minds, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Getter, all those places. You can find us all there at Joe Roos or not Joe Roos. All right. Shout outs to our producing team. Executive producer Wayne Rankin, Rosanna Rankin, Carolina Jimenez, Marissa Lee, and to our producer Anonymous Angela. Thank you guys so much for all that you do. And don't forget, folks, these people are donating their time, their talent, their treasure to be a part of what we're doing here to help us produce this thing. They've helped me in so many ways, I couldn't even rattle them off. So if you want to become part of the team, just head over to the website, click the support button, set up a recurring monthly donation of $17.76 a month for associate producer credits. Producer credits are $18.36 a month, and the executive producer credits are $25 a month or more. And you get all the shout outs, just like you just heard, included in all the show notes, all the emails, everything that we send out. Your name goes in there because as producers of the show and donating your time, your talent, your treasure, you're helping us get this stuff out. So we appreciate that. And so we give you those shout outs and those credits for it. Executive producers also get to book time on the show with us. So that's always fun. And as you know, on Wednesdays, we have our Wednesdays with Wayne. Our executive producer, Wayne Rankin, joins us, and he hangs out with us for a little while. So check it out. It's a lot of fun. And if you're able to do it, you have the means to do it, click that support button and help us out. All right. If you want to donate cryptocurrencies, you can do that as well. You can do Ethereum, Tether, Bitcoin, Algorand, XRP. All of our wallets are up on the support page, so you can definitely check it out there. And then, of course, we have folks that are streaming sats to us on the modern podcast apps, like modernpodcastapps.com or podcastindex.org. You can get your modern podcast app there. All right. I think looking around here, I think we have everything here covered. And so we are going to say goodnight for this episode of the Joe Roos Show. Thanks for taking the time to be with us. I hope this was a good episode for you. I hope you got some information out there. Head over to the website and head over to Ezra Healing and get yourself some of these supplements. They are fantastic. All right, folks, make Texas independent again. Go podcasting. Keep a steady stride. Keep talking. Good night, folks. See you tomorrow.
Until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then. Who cares about the clouds if we're together?
Just sing a song and bring the sunny weather.
Happy trails to you. Till we meet again. Some trails are happy ones.
Others